amazing at this point, what we're seeing really over the last 12 to 24 months blow up. You think of Twitter and Facebook, and a large group of those new users are business owners. How does that interact with email marketing, and how do you get the best of both, do you think?
Yeah, so I think each business owner really needs to figure out the role of social media for their business. Mm-hmm. And I am seeing an incredibly broad range of folks from, those who use a social media site like a Facebook, as their primary website or destination. Mm-hmm. And they're driving traffic to their Facebook page and using that to interact with customers. In that situation, you want to put the Join My Mailing List link on your Facebook page because you need people to be part of your mailing list, not just part of your Facebook group, mm-hmm. so that you can send them rich messages. Right. So you can message through Facebook, but you can't get the email address, and it certainly isn't, a beautiful HTML newsletter with click-through links and tracking and all the great things an email newsletter has.
Right.
So they work hand in hand.
Right.
And content from your Facebook page can become the content for your newsletter, and content from your newsletter can get posted to your Facebook page. Frankly, in almost all these social media sites, it's all about what do you have to say. So content can get repurposed back and forth between the two scenarios. Right. You can put on your Facebook page a See My Past Newsletter Archive link and, past newsletters. So those work, I think, kind of hand in glove very nicely.
Right.
Twitter is, just one more audience potentially for your great new newsletter. So you've got a newsletter and you've archived it, so there's a hosted version of it. Tweet to your audience, read my great article on short subject of your article, and a short URL that links them right to the article. Right. If that's going to an audience that's not reading your newsletter, now you have an opportunity, drive them to the newsletter, get them to sign up on your newsletter list.
Right.
In the end, I think at this point it is still way more valuable to have someone on your email list than it is to have them in your Facebook group, in your LinkedIn network, or as a Twitter follower. Just because those relationships are much less direct. They're more casual.
Right.
So you want to use those casual social media, social networking interactions to try to drive to a deeper and more rich relationship.
Right.
Joining your email list might be one of them, of course. Turning them into a client or selling them a product is really what you want to do. So right. We're a step on the route to that, and we're a follow-up, obviously, after you've converted them into, client, customer, member, whatever you're trying to accomplish.
Right. It's interesting. One of the things that I've learned on the Diva Toolbox is that with email marketing, every name adds value to your business. Different than your Facebook friends. When you have, email marketing lists of 5,000 people, that is additional value to your business for vendors or suppliers or things like that too, right?
Yeah, I mean, your database is a core asset of your business. They're
right.
They're the people who are connected to your business. Mm-hmm. And the bigger your network grows, the more people you have who are, transacting with you. There are more people who are referring others to you. And, email is a great facilitator of those. Frankly, a little bit better than some of the social networking sites in
right.
terms of keeping people focused on what you're trying to do, which is sort of connect to them about your world, not necessarily just, chat with them.
Right, right. So what is Constant Contact's vision for the future? What are the products or services you're going to be offering in the future?
So the way we think about our mission is really to help small businesses and nonprofits connect to their customers. So without being terribly specific about new products, we are building out a suite of products that are all about customer relationships.
Okay.
Today, you connect with customers via email. You can learn more about who your customers are and what they like about you and what they want from you through our survey product. And we'll just keep adding things that are all about the customer interaction.
Right.
And really helping build that deeper and further. Obviously, how to incorporate and interact with social networks will be part of that. So look for tools that make it, easier to post your newsletter to Twitter and things like that over time. But mostly it's just all about the customer relationship.
That's wonderful. Gail, we've talked a lot about constant contact in email marketing and how it can help that business owner or nonprofit. But obviously, Gail, you have a leadership style that's been very successful and, is admired by a lot of people looking in at constant contact. How do you define leadership?
Oh, that's a big question. I definitely have a few core operating principles. One is hire really great people. Business is a team sport, and the better the team, the better led things are. So hire great people, empower them to do their jobs, and then your real leadership role is to point the direction, right? It's kind of the where we're going, not the how we're getting there, because the team should figure out how to get there.
Okay.
And then the thing I'd add to the top of that is communicate, communicate, communicate.
What did you say?
Exactly. That's a two-way communication, right? That's not just, from me down to the organization, but just make sure the level of dialogue and healthy debate stays really active, and that people really challenge each other in that healthy, challenging kind of way.
Right.
Create an environment where you're all reaching, where you all understand the business, right? Who's the customer? What problem are we solving for them? And you're just kind of driving to do that better and better every day for more and more customers.
So what advice would you have for that small business owner who has 3 to 5 employees, let's say, and doesn't have that communication style in place, and that maybe even the employees aren't doing a good job of communicating to each other? How do you stop that?
It's pretty easy, and I do think one of the problems is we all get busy, and we all get shy.
Okay.
This is funny. I am actually inherently shy, which nobody believes. Right?
That wouldn't be the thing I picked for you, no?
Yeah, because I've realized that I'm serving nobody by giving into that.
Right.
So, find whatever feels comfortable for you. Take the team to lunch, ask them to stay for a cocktail after work, and throw out a question, right? What do you think our customers love about us? Start with an easy one, right? I always start with the positive, right? What do we do great? Because it warms people up.
Right.
Right? What could we do better? Now you're in a dialogue. Obviously, if somebody says something you don't agree with, you can't jump all over them. You
Right.
can shut down the dialogue.
Right.
So, the interesting thing about starting a dialogue, really starting to communicate, is you actually have to listen before you talk. And I do a lot of that. Get groups of employees together, ask a couple of questions, and listen. And ask more probing questions. And, you can direct the dialogue through the questions you ask. But, people just love it when they think their opinion matters.
Yes, I agree with
And
that.
if you're listening, and you're really listening, not listening because some management book told you to, or because you heard Gail Goodman on the radio interview. But if you're really listening because you think they have insight into your business, because they interact with your customers, then you'll learn something.
You say that, Gail, and what kind of just hit me